What starts as a simple night out quickly turns into a story that will test love, morality, and sacrifice in ways you don't expect. This is not just a love story, this is a story about timing, consequences, and choosing the right path even when your heart says otherwise. It all begins with Lilian, a young girl, vulnerable and stranded after being abandoned by her so called friend Maya. With no money, no way home, and nowhere to go, she finds herself at the mercy of a stranger, Shay. Now, in most stories, this would be where danger begins. But surprisingly, Shay is kind, calm, reassuring. He offers her safety, gives her a place to stay, even cooks for her. And slowly, what starts as a moment of desperation turns into something deeper, something emotional. There's chemistry, real chemistry, the kind that feels effortless, the kind where conversations flow endlessly, laughter comes easily, and two strangers feel like they've known each other forever. And before you know it, they cross the line. Feelings grow quickly. Shay asks her to be his girlfriend. She says yes. Everything feels perfect. But here's where the story flips. The next day, Lillian resumes school, only to discover that Shay is her teacher. And just like that, everything changes. What felt right suddenly becomes wrong. What felt safe suddenly becomes dangerous. And what felt like love becomes a secret. Shay immediately understands the gravity of the situation. He knows what this could cost him, his career, his reputation, his future. So he does what most people would consider the right thing. He ends the relationship. But Lillian, she doesn't see it that way. To her, this isn't just a mistake. This is love, real love. And walking away from it feels impossible. And this is where the story begins to hurt. Because now, it's not just about two people in love. It's about a girl fighting for emotional connection in a life filled with pain, and a man trying to do the right thing, even when it breaks him. At home, Lillian's life is far from easy. She lives with her aunt and cousin, who treat her less like family and more like a burden. She's overworked, constantly insulted, and emotionally drained. Her only escape becomes Shay, and that's what makes their bond even stronger and even more dangerous. Because when love becomes your only refuge, letting go feels like losing everything. But secrets don't stay hidden forever. Maya begins to suspect something. Little glances, quiet moments, tension in the classroom, and eventually the truth starts to surface. Accusations are made, evidence is presented, and the situation spirals out of control. Shay is called in, questioned, judged, and despite everything, he does something unexpected. He takes full responsibility. He admits that the relationship started before they knew she was his student, but still, he accepts the consequences. And just like that, he loses his job. Everything he worked for, gone. But what hits even harder is what happens to Lillian. She's thrown out of her home, rejected, alone, with nowhere to go. At this point, the story could have easily turned into rebellion, running away together, choosing love over everything else, but it doesn't. And that's what makes this story powerful. Instead of choosing chaos, they choose growth. Shay steps back completely, not because he doesn't love her, but because he understands that her future matters more. And Lillian, despite everything she's been through, she chooses to stay in school, to fight for her dreams, to become something more. She wants to be a nurse, not just for money, but for a better life. And for the first time, her journey becomes about her, not just love. Time passes. It's not easy, it's not perfect, but it's real. Shay rebuilds his life, taking a corporate job far from what he truly loves, teaching. And Lillian, she pushes through, late nights, hard work, determination, until finally she makes it. She passes her exams, she wins. And in that moment, you realize something important. This was never just a love story, it was a story about becoming, about choosing your future over your feelings, about understanding that sometimes love has to wait. And when they finally reunite, everything is different. No more hiding, no more rules being broken, no more fear. They are no longer teacher and student, they're equals. And for the first time, their love is no longer forbidden. It's real, it's free, and it's right. But what truly makes this story stand out is its message, because it doesn't glorify the wrong choices. It shows you the consequences. It makes you feel the pain. And then it shows you a better way. It tells you that love is not just about passion, it's about timing, it's about sacrifice, it's about knowing when to hold on and when to let go. And most importantly, it's about becoming the kind of person who deserves the love you're fighting for. In the end, Lilian didn't just find love, she found herself. And Shay, he didn't just lose everything, he gained perspective. And maybe that's what real love is. Not just being together, but helping each other become better, even if it means being apart for a while. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story and want to experience every emotional moment in full, head over to Ruth Kadiri TV on YouTube to watch the complete movie. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful movie reviews and storytelling content. See you in the next video.